Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakadash. Want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and say peace, mercy, and blessing to the hopeful elect. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means He exists or He is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahushua, which means He is the deliverer. We are the Hebrew Israelites, all right? There's 12 tribes that make up the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called, the second Esdras 15. Because we're in the days of prophecy, man. If you can't see by now that Babylon the Great, which is the good old US of A under Satan's authority, you know, we're gonna speak season with salt, okay? Because they'll take the video down, you know, they'll cut the channel. You know, right now I'm having issues with the you know, with the connection, but Lord willing, it keeps rolling, you know. But Babylon's under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's judgment. You see that with what? Hurricane Helene. You know, now they're saying what? They're saying that this hurricane was done by HAARP, which is Esau and his technology, you know, order weather, you know, and also it hit all the sundown times. That's judgment. That's judgment on Edom, you know, because Jake been, you know, there's certain places if you got this skin color, and when the sun set, your ass better not be outside. So what happened? The Most High sent the hurricane judgment down there. Also, there's a grab for what? Lithium. You know, what do you use lithium for? Cell phone batteries, etc. You know, but that's all judgment. There's another hurricane coming too that's coming straight for Florida. So it's just back-to-back judgment on this place, man. You know? This is 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. The my people is the Israelites. Okay? Possessive pronoun, right? So the Lord said, go and tell my people the words of prophecy. So we already let you know what's going to happen before it happens. Okay? The Bible prophesies about earthquakes, storms, tempests, uproars of the people, protests, sedition among men, okay, wars, rumors of wars, things over there in the Levant, which in the Middle East is getting real hot over there. I mean, you just had Iran, which those are the Persians, all right? The ties between Russia, which Gog and Magog and the Persians, they're getting closer and closer, man. They're becoming as brothers, okay? Because what? The West is the great bully. You know, the West being US of A is the hammer of the earth, going around putting puppet leaders, installing puppet leaders amongst these nations, sending in economic hitmen, jackals, putting sanctions on these nations, man, making them bend to their will. So these other nations, they have formed what? BRICS nations, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. But then you have Persia joined this year. You have other countries who want to join too, okay, and they're coming up with a digital wallet too, but all that's to go against the West and its dollar. So we're coming upon the end of the dollar dominance, pretty much the end of Esau rulership, man. You know?
Well, because if you look at how the United States is the bully of the world, Israel mimics everything from the U.S. Everything, their weaponry they get, it comes from the U.S., NATO. So they're the bullies over there in, you know, the Middle East, in Europe, for the most part. So they're like the bastard child of the U.S. because didn't the Rothschilds bring forth the Balfour Declaration?
Yep. 1947, 1948.
Yeah, the same thing happened with the U.S. It came out of what? It came out of Britain. So it's the bastard of Europe. So yeah, they're one and the same.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50. Start at 22. Jeremiah 50:22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. So you keep hearing of wars, rumors of wars. There's talks of what? WW3, which is what? Which is World War III. Okay? Now the Bible prophesies about a third woe that's coming quickly. So we had World War I, World War II. Now World War II wasn't even 100 years ago. I believe about 80, about 85 years ago to be exact. So Scripture says the third woe coming quickly. So it's less than a century. Okay, and here you got Persia shooting missiles into the Holy Land. I'm gonna say it like that. Okay, and they got the Iron Dome, which is supposed to be a missile defense system, but it ain't stopped nothing, man. So they just let them know, like, look, you can be touched too. So now you got Saint Benji and Mr. Netanyahu. They're getting all nervous over there, man.
Show a video of him trying, getting up out of there, trying to get to the bunker. He was running and shit.
Yeah, but all that's gonna do is gonna draw the West right in. Draw the West right. That's hook, line, and sinker. Because they're allies.
Who was that? Who hit that video you sent to the chat? Was that the shell from a missile? Where was that? That landed in the Holy Land, or did that land in was that
I don't know. I think that's the Holy Land. I'm not sure.
Yeah. That was great. You seen that? The video, the shell from a missile just dropped out the sky. Because those things are just flying over there. And there's debris that come off of those. Because the warhead itself detaches from the actual shell. Yeah. And it just dropped, smashed a fucking riverhead.
Right, and depending on what kind of nuclear weapon you have, depends on how many warheads it can hold. Some can hold one, some can hold up to 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So you gotta imagine gonna be hundreds of missiles being shot off towards this place, over there.
Right.
That was some judgment.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 50:22, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. That's all over the earth. That's even inside this land, because here it talks of what? Civil, which the Bible calls Egyptian against Egyptian. And we're not, of course, we're just reading what the Bible says. But it is looking like if Miss Cackling Kamala get up in there, the good old boys are going to uproar, man. They're going to take up arms, because they got this whole thing with the ports, right? Which they were able to hold that off. They got a 62% increase. They got a nice little raise, but they hold it off until January 15th. So that means after the elections, once the president is already in there, they can start protesting again. They can shut it down again. Okay, and each day with those ports closed, and that was just along the East Coast. That wasn't even the whole Babylon. I was from Maine and Texas. One day of them being shut down is costing the U.S. $5 billion. So I think it lasted 2 days, so that's $10 billion. And just 2 days, that could disrupt the flow of things, the supply chain issues. Okay, and you better believe those 2 days are going to result in what? Price hikes, man. You got companies that's going to price gouge. You got something called shrinkflation, where the package looks bigger, but the contents inside is not what you used to get. And they're charging you more,
But see, that's the thing too. That's what they're trying to avoid with this whole technology, the AI and the robots, because they can prevent that happening. That's human error. That's something that a collection of people, because they say it's strength in numbers. So that cost the controlling forces $10 billion. You think they like that?
Nope.
They didn't like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's why they trying to cut down the number of people that's populating the earth so they can control them.
Well, the workers, the foremen, people that have been there for decades, years, they're seeing the process of automations come in. So they're seeing robots, computerized machines taking people's jobs. Okay, and now they want to do that with what? Truckers, driverless trucks. So they're saying pretty soon there won't be a need for over-the-road drivers.
Matter of fact, I think that's one of the reasons they was protesting, because the automation was taking jobs from certain dock workers. So that what's next? Us. I'm next, probably. You could lose your job.
Exactly.
You could lose yours. So it's fear.
Yep. And you got to account too, those guys, they worked through the whole pandemic. But a lot of people set their ass at home They was getting up working every day, so they deserve to be compensated for that.
Right.
That's about, you know. Back in Jeremiah 15:22, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. 23, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Dealing with Babylon the Great being that hammer, man, going around hammering these other nations. But it also goes back to the blessing that Isaac bestowed upon Esau, you know, which I'm going to get to.
Yeah, that goes when they had that Helena over in South Carolina. They said FEMA ain't helping them either.
Yeah. Well, so they're sending billions of dollars to overseas to these different nations, man. They're sending billions to the FJs, the small hats, to the Ukraines, all type of countries getting billions, hundreds of millions of dollars. The FEMA offered those people who lost everything, homes, cars, everything, even loved ones, $750. You can't even pay rent with that shit, man. Imagine you got a family of 3, 4, wife, kids. That shit won't even get you groceries for the month. That's a slap in the face, you know?
But that should tell you something. That means somebody else is in control. Because why wouldn't America take care of its own first? Wasn't that what Donald Duck Trump was saying? America first, America first. You know what I mean? So the 1%, the small hats, is telling the U.S. I think Netanyahu got on the news and was threatening the U.S. He was upset because they wouldn't give him either a certain amount of money or a certain kind of weaponry.
Well, now you got Mr. DJ Trump. What he's saying is, you know, he's speaking out of what Biden sleepy creepy doing, because he's allowing them, you know, pretty much to gather up their nukes, pretty much, because he's holding back. But Trump said, man, if I was in office, I wouldn't hold back. I would destroy their nuclear facilities. You need to attack. You know, so there's all sorts of division amongst the people here, man. You know. Genesis 27 and verse 39. Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. Right? So when it says the fatness of the earth, meaning what? Esau is going to possess the best of the lands. So it's as he got the mountains, and those mountains, those are rich in natural resources such as lithium, ginseng, all sorts of natural herbs, things of that nature used for healing. The lady was breaking down. She said, yeah, man, this is a land grab. She said the government is doing this because they know the different herbs and you know, resources this land produces. You know,
just in the sheer basics of fresh air and clean water, those mountainous areas. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't run up you like that. You kids right here.
Hey, go around, man.
What?
Keep it moving.
See, that's right.
Go around.
Fuck you.
Go around. Get out of here. Go around, man.
Go around.
Go around. Get out of here.
Brother, out of respect. Out of respect.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
You were saying something?
That's assault, you know.
You were saying something?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that just in the sheer basics of just clean, fresh air and clean water. You know what I'm saying? Those mountainous regions possess. What a lot of the bottled water say, Poland Springs or mountain glacier and all this shit. They know that those areas are free of smog and pollution. You know?
Well, the same thing happened down there with Maui. I'm gonna read it again. This Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, meaning he's gonna have the best of the best lands, which we know Esau got that. Esau's the original passport bro. He's been going to these countries freaking off on these people, but him, you know, he's a demon. He likes little children and shit like that, man. Which is why he have, you know, Mr. Steen Island. Which is why he got the island down there. Which his whole thing with Diddy, he's nothing but a damn fall guy, man. You know, that's all he is, man. which he got. You'd be surprised who he got on the damn tapes, man. Wouldn't be surprised if he got the presidents up there with him. You know, but in order to clear their name, they're gonna use him as a scapegoat. That's how they do Jake.
Yeah.
Now they're saying Jay-Z is next. That's good.
Yeah.
That's what the scriptures say, man. What shall it profit a man to gain the whole world but then lose your soul?
Right.
'Cause they always go out like that. Bill Cosby got him. He almost passed away without them getting him. They got him.
Right.
You know, eventually you lose everything. Eventually they come to collect. You know.
It's going to show you right now they get ready to shut the game down. They should shut this new order down. So whatever music, entertainment, shut down.
Yeah, they use Jake for what they need to be used for, which is for you to destroy yourself and your own people. Now they don't need you no more. You know, which if you go back, you know, Biggie has some sick ass rhymes. The shit he was saying, they actually do shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, he had one rhyme where he say he got a man that take little children and pop them and throw them over the bridge.
Yeah.
So you might think it's just raps, but though they really are into sick shit like that, man. You know, they have these little kids at parties. They call them what? Party favorites. Millions of children a year go missing in this country, man. What are they doing with them? What happened? What about all the children of the migrants that have come up? They've been gone missing in these camps. They're being touched. They had that on RT, Russia Today. You know?
Well, the scripture tell you that they prefer darkness over light. So a lot of those rap lyrics is really who can rhyme the sickest. So they want to come off as demented, as mentally ill. I'm more evil than you, but they're actually doing these things in you know in the darkness of closed doors. You know what I mean? We don't heard hood stories. Look at the family got murdered in Rondequoit by the Dominican cat.
That was his own cousin.
And his own people did that.
And they say he's a migrant.
You know what I mean? So people do sick shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And the rappers just rap about it. Either they partook in it or they just know somebody that did the shit. You know?
This is Genesis 27 and 39. Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. It's a well-known fact. Esau got all the land, all the suburbs. Jacob just packed in the city, paying struggling to pay high-ass rent for a property that you're never going to own. But now it's starting to affect Esau. Now it's a problem. But that's your own people. At least they put this, Mr. Schwab, Mr. Cotton Schwab, man. You will own nothing and you will be happy, which is part of their NWO agenda, right? It says, and of the dew of the heaven from above. It's going into a space station. It's NASA satellites, it's airplanes, it's military vehicles, you know, jets and all that. He also have weapons up there too, called what? Direct energy weapon. And he used that to hit Maui for what? Another land grab. You know?
He did that to Turkey a couple of years ago.
The earthquake, I believe.
Maybe from Turkey, I think the answer or whatever Turkey said.
Verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live. So this man, he lives by the sword. He lives off his military. So Babylon is known to have what? The greatest military in the world. It has different branches, from the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, the National Guard. Why the hell are you sending the National Guard from Tennessee overseas? when there's people, your own people, they need aid, they need assistance, they need help. The people down there suffering from Hurricane Helene, which that means shining light, which I'm gonna keep saying it. You know, we are shining the light. You know, that name means shining light. So that the light hit their ass, which the lights from the chariots gonna hit people too. You know, and that's gonna bring destruction. You know, it says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. So he lives all off his military might. He lives off his sword, man. Okay, all these wars are banker wars. That's how they make their money. Okay, and there's a saying: when it's blood flowing in the streets, when the streets are red, that's when it's time to buy. So that's what this war is about: more money, collapsing of an economy, the ushering in of a new system. Right? It says, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And this got fulfilled during the kings of Judah. Because when you go back to King David, Solomon, they had the nations under subjection. Okay, even read about Saul. Saul was vexing Edom. Amalek, right? But got fulfilled under King David that the kingdom expanded, and we had all these nations under slavery, man. And that during back then, all 12 tribes were together. The times we're coming into now, that's what we're coming back to. All 12 tribes coming together. All you other nations going to be our possession. You know?
And wasn't David the first one to build the Lord's house?
Yep.
Yeah, because the Lord instructed him to build it.
Which he couldn't do it because he had so much bodies.
Yeah.
The Lord said, "Let your son do it."
Yeah.
So that ended up being Solomon.
Right.
But he wanted to so bad, but the Lord said, "Nah, man, you got, you know,
Brother, man.
save that for Solomon."
Yeah.
You know. Back in Jeremiah 50 and verse 22, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. So that's what we're telling you, man. This is part of the message that we're prophesying unto our people. You know, you might think you're just going to go to work, have kids, watch them grow up. We're in the days of judgment, man. Yahushua said, not one of these, I'm going to get it, man. But he said, it shall come to pass pretty much in this generation. Shall all these things be fulfilled, you know? This is Matthew 24. I'm gonna start at 22. I'm gonna read all the way down.
I'll find it.
This is Matthew 24 and 22. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, right? Because we're in some very evil times. Okay, but it's gonna keep increasing. It's likened unto a woman in travail. You know, when a woman's getting those birth pains, those contractions, that water break, and that child is ready to be born, it never stops. Okay, and when it's time for that baby to come out, that's when those pains really hit, man. That's when she's really in travail. Okay, so we're going to have earthquakes, we're going to have wars, rumors of wars, little skirmishes here, explosions there, especially in the Middle East, which is why apostles and elders teach us to keep our eyes on the Levant. You see, because things are going to happen, it's going to keep happening. Okay, and it's going to lead up to what? Nuclear destruction. That's going to be the ultimate. Okay. Billions of people going to die in those nukes, man. And if you're not of the elect, you're not going to escape it. That's why it says if the Most High don't shorten the time, nobody will be saved. Okay. You also got to account for what? The trails, the chemical trails from the sky. Okay. The food, genetically modified food. You know. So I'll read it again. It says, and except those days should be shortened, no flesh should be saved. I got it right here. Glad I put it in my damn pocket. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. The Most High got to shorten the time because we're eating poison. The air we're breathing, it got chemicals in it. It's concrete. The clothing we wear, mixed fabric. You know, the bed you sleep, everything's defiled here, man. You know?
And the older you get, you know what I'm saying? You just creeping closer to death. The old age, you get decrepit, your bones hurt, your body's temple.
Yeah, you got ailments, you got to be in the hospital and shit, man. It says the outward man perish, but the inward man, that's constantly getting renewed through what? This word.
Right.
But as we get older, you know, apostles and elders are getting older, brothers getting older, the bodies break down. But it's set up that way. From the medicine, the food, the air, the hours you work, none of this shit is unnatural. You know, you're working 40 to 60 hours a week. And also the stress too. You know, that's what's really doing it, man. Because you're constantly under stress here. You know?
That's a curse.
They say walk in the valley of death.
Matthew 24:23. Then, if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is the anointed, the word there is Christ, but the Hebrew word there is a Mashiach. It means anointed. All right, Christ is the Greek word for anointed. Or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christ or false messiahs, false anointed, false prophets. All right, you actually have some people that actually claim to be the Lord. You know, bug outs, man. And shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect, right? Because we understand the manner and the power and the majesty of that how Yahushua is coming in, man. Which is why it's written in Revelation. You know, which I'm going to get that real quick. Precept. This is Revelation chapter 1. And this is why it says, blessed is he that read it, man. Because if you read, you will understand how Yahushua is prophesied to return. You know? This is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. Now the clouds, metaphorically speaking, for what the world would call UFOs, or what the world would call unidentified aerial phenomena, right? The Bible calls them clouds, all right? We call them the chariots of Israel. But those chariots can also cloak themselves in the clouds, so they blend right in, you know? It says, and every eye shall see him, meaning everybody's going to see. It's going to be something that you cannot miss, all right? It's going to be something that the whole world is going to witness. You know, you got, I believe it's a movie called The Day the Earth Stood Still. So imagine that. That's going to be like one of the great wonders of the world, the return of Yahushua. And everybody's just looking up. And some people are sorrowful, and some people were happy. Just like it says in Esdras. You know, because the majority of people, they're not going to know what hit them, literally. You know, they're going to think they're under an alien invasion. These little green men, you know. Some people going to say, I told you aliens were real. But we're letting you know that the aliens are the angels, man. You know?
Man, but I think they can shape shit too.
Yeah.
Because they come in different geometric shapes.
Yep.
Like they don't have to have wings like man creates air. Like we saw creating an airplane, they can come in a cube. I seen a cube one just floating around. I said,
well, they're gonna come from the fourth dimension. They're gonna enter this dimension, so they're not regulated to the rules of this dimension, if you will.
Right.
You know? They're
That's what. Sorry, bro. That's what you get the our different transformers. That's how they come from.
and also from, we call it the fathership, right? The world might call it the mothership. Man, what's that group, man, that made that song? I believe it.
Funkadelics.
Yep. They made a song about the UFOs. He calls it the mothership. We call it the fathership because it's the heavenly father. This is how Yahushua is going to return. Okay, and from those ships, there's going to be one big ship, which is what Esdras saw. He graved himself upon a mountain, right? But out of that ship is going to come other ships, and they're going to have missions. Some search and destroy, some search and rescue. You know. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. So the they which pierced him is going into reincarnation, because this is John on the island of Patmos. So this is way after Yahushua, the passion, right? They call it, in this world, they call it the passion of Christ. Well, I'm gonna say the passion of Yahushua. After he got on the cross, he died for the sins of his people. All right, so it's talking about they which pierced him. How would they see him? It's dealing with what? Reincarnation. Re meaning back, incarnate in the flesh. Okay, so those same guys that pierced the Lord, mocked him, put a crown of thorns on his head, offered him piss, said hell king of the worms. They're probably some top military general right now, you know. So they probably they're gonna be in the third woe. So when the Lord comes back, they're all gonna see him, and motherfuckers don't have heart attacks, man. They're gonna drop from fear, you know. It says, and all the kindreds of earth shall wail because of him, even so our money. So yeah, we know how the Lord coming, man. So somebody try to tell us we found him in a cave in Ohio, we know it's bullshit. You know, the Lord is in the desert in Middle East. We know that's bullshit, man. You know, or even Project Bluebeam.
Love that one Jake walking around calling himself Jesus.
Yeah.
God, the name is Blue. And they don't ran it up to a couple cans. Like, it's a little crazy.
This is Matthew 24 and verse 25. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if there shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert right there. We found the Lord in the desert. Of course, it's gonna be Caesar. It ain't gonna be, you know, ain't gonna be our Lord and Savior.
That goes into that shroud of Turin. They were saying that got his face on the shroud. And they found it in the desert.
Yep. Which goes into another Jesus. I mean,
Could have been anybody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? How they go into DNA and all that. Concrete evidence.
could have been Ptolemy.
You know what I mean?
This is 2 Corinthians 4. I'm sorry, 2 Corinthians 11 and 4. Second Corinthians 11 and 4. This is from the Good News Translation. For you gladly tolerate anyone who comes to you and preaches a different Jesus. Not the one we preached, right? Not the one we preached, because we're preaching of Yahweh Shai. We revert back to his Hebrew name. You even have different Israelite camps who they push the name Jesus, Christ. No, we just say Yahweh Shai, man. Because it tells you in Acts when the Lord knocked Peter off the horse, right? When Peter's giving his Paul, excuse me. When Paul is giving his testimony, he's telling you that Yahweh Shai spoke to me in the Hebrew tongue. Now, why did he say that? Because Paul had Roman citizenship. He spoke different language. He was an apostle to the Gentiles. This man went on many travels. See, back then we were on a way higher level, man. Our people were speaking Hebrew, Greek, Latin. They might have spoke 3 or 4 different languages. You know, nowadays people have smartphones, but they're actually dumb. Smartphones keeping them dumb. You know, people don't read. People aren't spiritual. You know. 2 Corinthians 11 and 4. For you gladly tolerate anyone who comes to you and preaches a different Jesus. That's the come as you are Jesus. That's Adonis. that Jacob Adonis that came up. That's his Jesus, man. Come as you are. Everybody can be saved. But then you die and go to hell. So how is that God merciful? Scripture says the Most High is everlasting mercies. That's a contradiction. You know? For you gladly tolerate anyone who comes to you and preaches a different Jesus, not the one we preached, and you accept a spirit and a gospel completely different from the spirit and the gospel you received from us. So we give you a whole different spirit, which is why we say that we're Kakudash. Holy Spirit, man. Okay? Spirit of life. Which is why we out on the streets teaching. We're not in the church anywhere. You know, and they did this in ancient Greece. You had the Epicureans, the Stoics. They went to the Agora, which is the market, and what they were breaking down their philosophies. What the Hawashai say, he sent his men out to the highways and hedges. You know, wisdom, because wisdom cried out in the streets. You know, this is why you're going to get that real wisdom.
We said the Epicureans was like prophets. They was like what you call philosophers, defenders of the word.
Yep. But when you go into to their doctrine, they pushed a feel-good doctrine, all about pleasure, consume, pretty much do as thou wilt. You know, I took some, I got it.
So it was more like the Christians of back then.
Exactly. When you go into their doctrine, right? Epicureanism was founded by a man named Epicurus. Now, we know how people got into that Greek culture. So he could have been an Israelite, you know? It says the doctrine of hedonism, the doctrine that pleasure or happiness is the chief good. In popular parlance, Epicureanism thus means devotion to pleasure, comfort, and high living with a certain nicety of style. So they're in the spirit of being, and so you know who that would be today? P. Diddy. All them damn parties and sex, and, you know, baby all and all that freak shit is all about pleasure. You know, but on the opposite side of that is a stoic, which is men like we are. You know, we just endure, constantly out here teaching. You know, we're going through trials and tribulations. We have just enough to get by. You know, so they deal with excess, decadence. You know, I was watching, the indoor ministry the apostles did. They were going into that, man. They said if you're in the spirit of a Epicurean, you're gonna fall out. You know, you're more likely to make it if you're in the spirit of a Stoic. You know, a Stoic is someone who just deals with it, don't complain, just keep pushing. You know? Right, Lord willing. Matthew 24 and 25. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth, because they're going to do things like that. That's why the Lord spoke about it. The first thing the Lord told his men was, listen, take heed that nobody deceive you, because you know they're going to come what? Devils. Deceivers. You know? Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning coming out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So that's when lightning flashes, you see it. You know, you might duck, you might be like, oh shit. Yeah. Sometimes it frightens you. It's not nothing to play with. It's something it's real quick too. You know, so that's how the Lord's gonna come, a quick surgical strike. You know?
That's kind of the same thing when it goes for what's those Israelites that went over there to Goyim. You're not gonna have to travel to Israel to the promised land to get delivered or receive salvation. The Lord's gonna come and get his people, his prophets, his elect, and 1/3 from the four corners of the earth.
Yep. In the ledger here it says the second coming will be visible to everyone on earth. It's something everybody gonna see, man.
Right.
You know? Verse 28, for wherever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. 29, immediately after the tribulations, there's not going to be any 7 years tribulation. There's not going to be a rapture, okay? But there will be Jacob's trouble. All right, today is 10/5, October 5th, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, which is already starting. You know, shit down there in Haiti, they just had about 10 plus people, men, women, and children that got put to death by the gangs down there, man. You know, they're trying to send in UN troops. Those gangs not having it. You know, they're sending, a lot of Haitians are coming up here. You know, they're rumored to be eating cats and dogs. I would say if they're doing that, it would be for voodoo or something like that. But they're getting like $9,000, getting cars, food stamps. They could go to the store and get food. So I think it's bullshit.
No, that was just coming out racist rhetoric. It's just something to shame the migrants. It's really Jake. Why ain't saying Moab doing all this shit? Moab known to eat that kind of shit.
Moab actually has restaurants. He's selling. He's not doing. It's not alone him doing it. Yeah. He's doing the shit, but he's putting it in his restaurant, selling it to the public.
Right.
Ain't enough just for him to just do it. Okay, he's chopping that shit up, telling you it's chicken, right? General Tao chicken, selling to people, man.
And just a segue too, since we talk about how they just trying to shame people. Jake really the same thing with the diddler, right? So y'all persecuting him for being homosexual, but what's up with all these LGBTQ? Oh, they gotta have rights. Either y'all with it or y'all against it. Which one is it? Y'all upset because he doing things if that's his sexuality, what he chose to do, or y'all against homosexuality? Like which one is it? Like pick one, Esau.
I was just listening this morning. They were saying one reporter saying that I guess they had a gay parade in Tel Aviv. They were saying they're having little kids, man, and motherfuckers, motherfuckers walking on naked.
Yep.
They ride out the little kids in front of them. Then she's funny, they ride out. She's I'll never do. It was like she was like a news reporter or something.
Yeah.
She's I'll never cover again on television.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what those missile strikes from the Persians hit. They hit up there in Tel Aviv, man.
Right.
That land has to be burned. That's why Yahweh Hashem is going to burn this land and that one, man.
Right.
He's the board of wickedness. Fucking wicked, nasty freak. And like you said, there's minors involved at those diddler parties. And there's government officials, people from your government, your Senate, your mayor, your El Presidente.
Right.
All the motherfuckers are on tape, man. They all been to the island. So that's about getting the heat off them, putting it on Jake. That's what they do. Accuser of thy brethren, man. That's what Esau is.
And what he said, your father the devil,
yep.
as he was Yusha. So Esau is the author of confusion.
Yep.
Like I said, y'all against homosexual activity. Y'all for it, but then when a so prominent black celebrity do it, now it's a problem. Now it ain't okay. Now y'all laughing at it like, you know what I'm saying? And where the LGBTQ at? Pound Diddy, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended.
And speaking of that, smart brother, what point we got Hugh Hefner? He had a lot of them young girls at his place, man.
Hugh Hefner?
Yeah.
Of course.
Fucking 13-year-old, 12-year-old.
But that's when it was acceptable. That was in like the 70s, and 80s, 70s, 60s.
See, that's what they see the same thing. That's what they getting on Bill Cosby for stuff that he did back.
Right.
He was at those Hugh Hefner parties too. He was giving Quaaludes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Spanish fly.
And he was doing it there. And then they gonna charge him for that what he did at the Playboy Mansion.
For the major reason for that is what? We know is a distraction. It's a distraction from what's really going on. And it's to make Jake look like the boy lover.
And not just that, it's because I think it was around the time they was taking Harvey Weinstein down. And just so every time they take one Edomite down, they're gonna take 3 Jakes down.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how that works. Oh, y'all want to take one of ours down? Well, we gonna take 3, 4 of yours down.
Well, there's rumors that about early 2023, he sued a liquor company, and ever since then, shit been going downhill for his ass.
Who, Bill?
Diddler. So pretty much they're saying, hold on, nigga, you're getting too big for your britches.
Right.
I'll put you back in your place.
Yeah. Same thing with Bill Cosby. I'm trying to buy his
NBC, CBS,
Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened and the moon shall not give her light. Right? It's not going to be a 7-year tribulation. Which there will be a complete amount of time to where there will be just hell. So it's gonna be a time period where it's just nothing but hell till the nukes hit, man. Starvation, cannibalism, wars, explosions, riots. You know, bullets flying, missiles flying. You know, people getting chopped up and shit. People getting tortured. You know.
So that means that they got their doctrine backwards. They thinking that Jacob's trouble gonna happen after the so-called rapture.
Exactly.
When
They think they're gonna get raptured, and then after the rapture is gonna be 7 years of tribulation.
Right.
That's all BS.
Yeah.
Okay, because Scripture says the servant's not greater than his master, so we're gonna have to go through things like persecution.
Yeah.
Some of us imprisonment.
Yeah.
Some of us martyrdom, which is what being beheaded.
Right.
So if there was a rapture, why we have to go through that?
Right.
You see?
Then it said the elect shall scarcely be saved.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to go through some things and survive it by the skin of your teeth. That's gonna show endurance. That's gonna show that you really believe. To suffer for something you believe in, that's wonderful, man.
And also faith, which that's the main ingredient that Yahweh is looking for. That's which why he said, when they come on the earth, shall the Son of Man find faith?
Yeah.
You know?
And number one cut to that doctrine is going to be 7 years tribulation, because Matthew 24:22 said, I'm shorting the days for the election.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I come quick, and the Lord is with me.
Yep. I just read it. I'll read it again. Matthew 24:22. And except those days should be shortened, right? So how would there be a 7-year tribulation if the Most High is already cutting time? We're already, you might as well say, we're a couple months, couple weeks away from the election.
Right.
About 2 months away from 2025. Ain't y'all New Year in the dead of winter? You know? December 31st midnight, January 1st New Year. So it's going to be 2025. That new year brings a different spirit on people, right? New Year's resolution. I'm going to stop doing this year. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to go harder. So people get more demons on them. It brings new spirits.
Yeah.
You got the Elisa saying that next year, over 6 billion people are just supposed to start dropping. So we don't know if that's going to be from the juice, if that's going to be from another pestilence. But we do know the prophecy calls for pestilence, earthquakes, and this damn hurricane. This hurricane took out thousands of people, man. They're still finding bodies. They're in Jacob's trouble down there pretty much, but it's on Esau. See, Jacob's trouble is going to transpire into everyone's trouble, man. It's going to fall on everyone because you should have never touched us. You know?
Yeah, I was reading an article too, if I can, real quick, about the effects of a hurricane. Decades later, it said it has effects on people because, for one, like you said, the insurance companies aren't paying out these insurance claims. So now these people are struggling, trying to pull themselves up by their bootstraps to fix this house, get it rebuilt or whatever. But then you have adverse effects. I think they said cancer, diabetes, all obviously depression, anxiety, suicide. And they said that for every white person, 3 black people are affected more. 3, you know, so the ratio is off. So the minorities obviously get affected more because we are some of the poorest people in the land, so we can't recoup like Esau would.
Man, they're not gonna recover from that shit.
Yeah.
they lost everything.
Yeah.
And then you got children that don't have any parents. So what they happen? They're gonna end up in the foster. They're through, man. That's the main place where they get these children, the foster system.
Yeah.
Most people that grow up there, they grow fucked up because they've seen stuff, or they've been touched, they've been through stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Matthew 24 and 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. So if it did last 7 years, it probably wouldn't be nobody to save when the Lord came back, man. Most High got to cut the time, you know. And we're praying for a few days too. We're praying, Lord, please hurry up, destroy this place, make the time short. We're not trying to be here till fucking 2027, man. We really don't want to be here till 2026, but we understand prophecy got to take place.
Yeah, I wanted to leave yesterday, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But no, these people ain't going to be able to survive. You know why? because they had totally become dependent on the system. So if they stop canning goods, if they stop bringing meat to the market, if they stop bringing produce, these people don't know how to farm. Where the fuck they gonna get food? Let alone water. You die quicker from the thirst of water.
Dehydration.
So there will be no flashlight because the plant's gonna be shut down.
Or what about having unclean water, not being able to bathe yourself, and also they're saying the stench from those bodies. And also that's causing diseases.
Mhm.
There's a lot that go into that, man. So those people are in pure hell down there. You know, then you gotta imagine when that really happens, it's not gonna stop.
Yeah.
You know,
And all the mold and shit from the water. Yeah. Ooh.
Matthew 24:29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, which the stars going into those nukes. Okay, or you can also say double edge, because you know you got a lot of these so-called stars, they're dropping too.
Yeah.
You know, the whole damn cast from Player Club, well, not Ice Cube, but majority of them, they're gone. You know?
And too, I was thinking about it. Remember the bug out Adonis came up and he said, "What's the contradiction? How's it gonna be darkness and then hellfire?" Which he was off. But darkness has different meanings. Darkness means just evil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a prominence of nothingness. You know what I mean? So darkness just don't mean one thing. You know what I mean? Dumbass.
His mind just trapped on.
Yeah.
He's in that Christianity.
He was trying to think too deep. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it says in Isaiah that gross darkness shall cover the earth. Does that
Right.
mean the sun don't come up every day?
Right.
The sun is up right now, but darkness is still covering the earth.
It's lonely.
Which is why we have to come out here and shine the light, which is
Exactly.
I'll give you the word, the knowledge,
Right.
wisdom, understanding, break down the prophecies.
Right.
You know, so up here this is the light, but
Yeah.
people don't stop, or they just pass by because they rather be in the darkness
Right.
than the light.
Yeah.
You know?
Does it literally mean we out here with flashlights, shining the light?
Right?
You know
What's
what I
that?
mean?
What's that movie with Ben Diesel in that dark ass world?
Pitch black.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah. Ready?
yeah, ready. But that's America.
Yeah.
You know. Matthew 24, finishing off 29, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. That's Esau, because heaven goes into the rulership on earth, and we know the elites, they're the powers that be. You know, they're the rulers, founding fathers, like it says on that movie, The Purge. You know, they're gonna be shook. You know, which is why they're in the bunkers now. A lot of those elites, they're in bunkers already, man.
I gotta keep saying, that Rothschild Jacob was dead, one being dead.
Yeah, they you know, and you know they got slaves. You know they got Jake down there too.
Yeah.
They got babies. They got Chrome. They got all type of stuff down there, man. They're pretty much got their own cities down there. Movie theaters, gyms, streets, markets.
But it's their kingdom. They're the kings of the earth. That's like us in the kingdom. You think we gonna be fucking cooking and cleaning and shit? No, we gonna have Esau and the other nations in slavery.
But really, it's to preserve them because they're going to be the first slaves.
Yeah,
So the Lord allowed them to do that, allow you to stay alive,
yeah,
so you can go in slavery first.
right.
You know?
Beautiful.
Jacob Rothschild, like a pivotal of their dream thing. Lord, you know, he ain't hear nothing else about it. It's just like he just came out of nowhere and just died. He cut.
Yeah, a lot of them are. You know? 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. So in the midst of the chaos, which is why the Lord said, "What? I come to send fire on the earth, but how I wish it were already burning." Man. So Yahweh is ready to get it popping.
Right.
You know?
Well, he been sending out death threats. He said, if this was my kingdom, do you think I would not have already? I'm butchering it though.
Is
Remember
it-
when the Centurions came to grab him up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, you don't think, you know what I mean, if I really wanted, you know what I mean? Sitting on you, boy. You know what I mean?
He said, what, think not that I got a legion of angels?
Right.
You think I can call my phone right now and send everything?
Exactly. He been sending death threats. Like, you know, just wait.
Since this is my kingdom, don't you think my people will fight?
Exactly.
This is my kingdom, then my servants will fight.
Yeah.
Pretty much you got it right now. I'm on a mission.
Yeah.
You know, I have to do this.
Yeah.
But hey, it's the second coming.
And you lucky. You lucky.
The get back, how Jake said,
Yeah.
big payback. James
Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah.
You know?
Some people say that song was talking about getting back at Esau.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely is. You can tell how he was coming in that song. He talking about Esau. He was in the spirit.
Yeah.
He remind me of Ezekiel 25, man. I shall lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. That's the spirit he was coming in on that song.
But see, that's why they try to censor artists, because they say that it's a lot of power that comes. I think they said that. What did they say that about? Was that Bob Marley or Marvin Gaye? One of them was singing some song, and it kind of was stirring up the people. I think it was Bob Marley.
Yeah, I
They
think
like, we
so
gotta
too.
stop
He
him.
even got a song called Stir It Up.
Yeah.
He got another song called Light Up the Darkness too.
Yeah.
That's Benjamin. You know, they got a whole lot of spiritual music about
Yeah.
Babylon,
Judah,
coming at Esau, the
Zion.
tribes,
Yeah.
the Holy Land.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah. So Esau always try to censor the artists. You know what I mean? Because they know that, you know what I mean, the power of music. And what is Esau? He's the god of the air, right?
Prince of the Power of the Air.
Prince of the power of
Which,
the
you know,
air.
the Christians, which they're bugged out, they probably say it was Satan, the most beautiful angel.
Yeah,
He had power over music. It's all bullshit.
Right.
It's the white man doing all this shit. Jimmy
That's
Iovine.
Yeah.
How used to, what's that, Mariah Carey ex, Timmy Mottola, some shit?
Yeah, Tommy Mottola.
Tommy Mottola.
Yeah,
Esau.
yeah.
The devil who had NWA, all Edomites, man.
Jerry Heller.
Behind it.
It's always a white man. Don't be a menace in South Central, man. You know what he say? He said the man. You know. Matthew 24:30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So every eye gonna see him, man. They gonna see how Shai coming with power and great glory. Meaning what? With Michael the archangel, thousands of chariots, nothing gonna be able to do about it. It's gonna be the takeover, man. The Jakeover. You know?
Big Jacob.
31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the one end of the heaven even unto the other. And the elect goes into the chosen of our nation. Okay? Which there's a spiritual reason why the Haitians are coming up here. Venezuelans are coming up here. Cubans, Dominicans, people of El Salvador, Brazilians, because those are the tribes. And the prophecy calls for what? 12,000 from each tribe. And you also have the 1/3. You know?
The scripture said that they shall bring their children to the oppressor.
Yep. Hosea.
Yeah.
Ephraim.
Slayer.
Yep. Shall bring him to the murder, Esau.
Yeah.
Meaning what? They was going to come over to America.
Right.
Which that started in, I believe, it started with Ephraim, Puerto Ricans, I believe, in like 1940. And all the tribes, because Ephraim is the head tribe of the north. And all those tribes started flooding up here. You know? 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branch is yet tender, and he put it for leaves, you know that summer is not like right now. You know, you see leaves dropping. You know what? Fall is not.
Right.
You know, the days are getting shorter. You know, fall is here. So, you know, we,
Turning of the leaves. Autumn.
yep. Autumn, fall, into winter. Which is spiritual fall, the fall of Babylon. You know,
What's that movie with Jamie Foxx? Babylon is falling. the movies. I think they made a couple of them.
Yep. Olympus down. Olympus is, you know, it's all spiritual. $33. So likewise, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door. So when you see uproars of the people, when you shall see wars, rumors of wars, when you shall see different nations invading one another, just like the FJs, they invaded Lebanon. All right, now the weak people are saying they're strong. Persia, now they're shooting missiles like, listen, we're tired of this shit. We're ready for war. Why? Because they know they got big brother, mother Russia, backing them up. You know, they got the big bear over there. Really, there's the big three: Turkey, Russia, and Iran, Persia, versus who? The whore and its allies. You know. They also threatened to attack U.S. bases over there, man. So we're here, you know.
What they call it, the precipice.
34. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. But that's what our people want to push. You know, it's not gonna. We've been hearing that for years. My grandmother been saying that.
Yeah.
Her grandpa. You know.
But it says, wait for it. Although it may tarry.
It should surely come.
Yeah. Keep saying that.
It's the scripture itself. So calls that Proverbs 6.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. This is Ezekiel 12 and 21. Ezekiel 12, verse 21. And the word of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that you have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged, and every vision faileth? Tell them, therefore, thus said the Lord Power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. So this is what we let you know, man. It's going to happen in your time. You're going to see the collapse of the dollar. All right? You're going to see Egyptian go against Egyptian. You're going to see automation. Scriptures also say that there shall be no work for Egypt. You know?
Robots.
24. For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. 25. For I am the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and perform it, said the Lord Power. And everybody knows that we're on the precipice, or we're very close to World War III. You know, even Jake knows it. You got this one video of this Jake. You know, he said he was, I believe he was going for the military. I think it was the Army, branch of the Army years ago. Then he got into some trouble. He ended up going to prison for X amount of years. But now he's in his 40s, and they're calling him to come back.
Oh, I still heard about that.
You know?
I seen that with high school.
Yeah, they desperate. Motherfuckers ain't signing up.
Well, this younger generation, they're not fit to fight. They're gonna have to make them super soldiers. They're gonna have to put the rice device in their ass. You know, that's the only way. They're out of shape. The food they're eating, the testosterone levels, the vaping, the smoking, when you factor all that shit in, there's no way they're gonna win this war.
Yeah.
And then you got to deal with the anger from those nations.
Right.
You're not ready. The average person from Babylon, they don't see the shit those people see every day. The explosions, the loss of loved ones.
Right.
You know, those people, they done been through shit. People over here ain't been through nothing, man. Last night was what, Saturday night. People were partying, drinking, smoking, committing adultery. Just like it says, marrying, giving into marriage.
I was saying that, yeah. But that's what the music. That's why I was going to land back on what I said. The music has a powerful vibration it pushes out on the people. So this newer generation, the music is pumping out pill popping, party, drinking. The hip hop of my era wasn't about that. It was about, you know, you putting in work and this and that. But Esau had to open up the floodgate for not only himself, but these Jake that didn't have no talent. These new rappers can't rap. They can't rhyme a word together to say they like. You know what I mean? So Esau opened that up for him to get in because he can't say, yeah, I'm from the 30, I'm from the rolling 60s crib. Yeah, I'm gangster. No, he had to make it to where he could get in there and pump that party money. You know, the bands of money. That's Esau lifestyle, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when they rap, it sounds like something a white person would say.
Yeah.
Kill this nigga, I'm a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
That's what they did us in slavery.
Mm-hmm.
But now you got niggas that rap about it, but they're doing it to each other.
Yeah.
You know? But the only way you can make it, if you have rhymes like that.
Yeah.
Which all those rhymes, they do what? They break the law, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah.
You know?
Pretty simple. Book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Verse 2. A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of cloud and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountain. Great people, strong there have not been ever, like neither shall be any more.
Now that's not talking about the army of men. It's actually talking about the nukes. You know? Let's read it again.
Verse 2, Joel, but the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 2. In a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
Meaning what? It's going to be an evil time. But also you got to think, it shows you a visual of that on the movie The Matrix. Right? When Morpheus was showing Neo the straight skinny. It's like, we don't know who struck first, but it's fucked up. You know?
The thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. Great people are strong, and there have not been ever, like neither shall be any more, after it, even to the years of many generations.
Now, why is that?
That's going to be all wars.
Well, it says in Isaiah, nations shall not learn war anymore. Yep. So we're going, because when we get in power, we're going to take the weaponry, the technology of these nations that they possess, whatever's left of it, because whatever they got is going to be used. When this shit happens, every nuclear missile that they got, all their weaponry is going to be shot up, it's going to be used. It's not just going to, oh, here's a nuke from ancient Persia that we're going to have in the kingdom. No. You know? We're going to take all weapons that they got and burn them.
Yeah.
You know? And in that time, they're going to beat their swords into plowshares. Right now, they're beating their plowshares into swords. It's wartime. You know?
They showed you that in the Return of Superman. Remember he went around the world and he started gathering up all the nuclear weapons. Because he figured out man was so stupid he was going to destroy himself.
Yep.
So he just started gathering, stockpiling and shit up. I think he destroyed, yeah, he swung it around like this. Shot it up there.
Yeah, call L. All power.
Yeah.
You know, which way, when the Lord raised up his men, you know, because right now we're fishers of men. Pretty soon we're going to become hunters. We're going to have that power. And when we get that power, we have the ability, all types of abilities, man, to fly, manipulate fire.
Right.
Elijah, I believe it was Elisha. Elijah's servant called down fire.
Right.
on that army.
Yeah.
You know.
I know you talking about the bear, how it'll eat you while it's alive. Which one you said? The lion?
The bear. Yeah.
But remember, who was that? Was that Alicia that called on the she-bear?
Yep.
Them she-bears, they vicious as hell, man. Over their cubs, they very protective. But he specifically called she-bears because they were some of the most vicious bears.
That's a terrible way to go.
You know?
You think about some crazy shit like Jonah in the mouth of that fish,
Yeah.
whatever kind of creature that was.
Yeah.
Then you imagine a pack of bears eating children.
Damn.
You know,
No.
the Most High was with it too.
You're right.
There was mocking the prophet, and the prophet said, "Man, some curses on your head. You got
Yeah.
pissed off." And the bears fucked their head. You know, little badass kids.
Well, they was, I think, getting on him because his hairline was pushed back.
He was bald. He was balding.
They was doing that shit back then. too.
Yep.
Yep.
They was ribbing him.
You know what I mean?
Or drilling, or Jake say.
Word, John.
Jake say all type. Yeah.
And fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame of burning.
So he's describing a nuclear missile, right? Before them, fire devoured. So when they hit on impact, that nuke carrying however many warheads it carries is going to implode. Because what propels the missile? The fire behind it. You know?
And the land is as the Garden of Eden.
See, right now it's as paradise. Not to us, because we're constantly sighing and crying, but you gotta imagine to a damn pervert or a freak,
Yeah.
it's paradise.
Yeah, right.
It's their world.
Yeah.
It says in the edges, it says, I have created this world for many, but the world to come for few. Right? So the world to come that's for few is for the Israelites. You know? Because even though our people are wicked on this side, you got the Diddler, you got Jay-Z, the wickedest niggas you can think of, you know, criminals in the city, you know, the hood stars. They're gonna come back in the kingdom, they're gonna be alright. They're gonna enjoy, you know, they're gonna enjoy the benefits. They're gonna enjoy the benefits of the elect because they're gonna be children of the elect.
Right.
You know? But right now, this is their world.
Yeah.
This a drug, this a trap nigga, you know? They getting all of them. Pookies, Ray Rays. They talk about that shit on YouTube all day.
Right.
You know? That's who they want in this world. That's who's desired.
Yeah.
Pookies, Ray Rays, Chads, Esau, people with money.
Bad boys.
These people are sick,
Yeah.
you know?
And that's what the women want. They want bad boys.
'Cause they're-
God did it.
Because they're fucking sick. They're sick. These women, they're into threesomes, they're into lesbianism. They have all type of tattoos. They smoke, vape, drink. They got all manner of demons on them. Okay? You got hundreds of men, literally. Now he's not exaggerating. Hundreds of men that bust up inside of them. You know?
A bunch of different personalities.
That's right, and because of that, they have what? They got bipolar. You know, you're around the bitch, you see different spirits pop off her ass. That's those different men that bust in her. You know, a lot of these women got touched when they were a child by their uncles. You know, by their mom's boyfriend. It's sick out here. You know.
And behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, nothing shall escape them.
Yeah, nothing's going to escape them, man. If you're not part of the elect and you make it that far, terrible way. That's the second death. Because the first death, it happened with during the time of Noah. Noah was the elect, his sons, Noah's wife, his son's wives. They were the elect of their time. You know? They're the only people to get on the ark. They're the only people to trust in the Most High. Okay, so thus they escaped the flood. This time, right now, we're spiritually building the ark, you know, and it's going to be the way of salvation is going to be through up, you know. They even made a movie called Don't Look Up. No, the Lord told us to look up, man. He said, when you see these things happening, then look up, lift up your heads for your salvation, draw it nigh, you know.
Straight game.
So we're Now is the time to look up more than ever.
Right.
You know.
I think about it when I got out of work, when I get up in the morning, and I go to my house, look in the morning time.
Looking for those chariots,
Chariots,
man.
Right.
You know, the Lord will show you signs. You know. Was that it on that? Joe?
Yep.
Okay. So I got a point going back to the music, right? This is Hey, Shalom, y'all about Shem Shabbat. This going back to the music, right? We were talking about the music. This is 1 Samuel 16. And I'm going to start at 16. Let our Lord now command thy servants which are before thee to seek out a man who is a cunning player on a harp. And it shall come to pass when the evil spirit from the Most High is upon thee, that he shall play with his hand, and thou shalt be well. So Saul got trouble with an evil spirit or a demon, but then his mans were telling him, like, listen, let me find somebody that plays real good, harp real good, and when he play the harp, your soul gonna feel good, because music carries what? Vibrations. The vibration of the music now is under a demonic vibration. After these artists are done making the songs, they hand the records over to witches who put all type of spells and curses on the music, man. Okay, and a lot of the music, you don't like the song, but after a while you can find yourself singing it because it's in heavy rotation. Spirit. That's called witchcraft. They're gonna keep playing this shit over and over and over, drilling it in your head, and then before you know it, you're singing like, what the fuck I'm singing this song for? Because you're always hearing it. They cloned Tyrone, he showed you that, man. You know, he played a different song. They started trying to take each other's heads off. He played another song. He dropped the knife and started hugging him. You know? Music is powerful, man. So when you go back how it started, Jake was sighing and crying, Public Enemy. You know, pretty much they were talking about the shit they were going through, rebuking Esau. You know, even going back further, you have what, blues music, man. You know?
Well, have you ever been to any type of club or party and the DJ start playing different songs? Because he'll, like, the beginning of the party, it'll be like the thug, the rough music. Then when they start to close, they play the slow music. And now it's trying to get your girl exit out the party, so they play, everybody started slow dancing and grind. You know, at least when I came up, they had like, you know, the R&B. I don't know what the hell they got now. It's just sexy, whatever.
It's all bullshit.
You know
Nobody listens to those type of songs anymore.
Right.
All the songs now promotes whoredom.
Yeah.
How to be a whore, what you can get from a man. You know.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
But the point is that you can see the transition of people's spirits, their energy. They hype and then they play the slow, so now they relax. So it's kind of like what they call them composers.
Yeah.
When he do the thing like this and people start lifting their voice up and he'll go low and he'll go low. He's controlling them.
It's the Pied Piper.
Pied Piper.
Got the mics
Exactly.
reading over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
R. Kelly, Pied Piper. Yeah.
Nah, it's an actual book.
No, I know, but he called himself the Pied Piper. So then people looked into it like, yo, there was a guy going through a village and he was playing music and kidnapping all the kids.
Yeah.
So that's what R. Kelly was known for. That's with a lead underage girl.
That's why the Lord said, sing the new song. It's the song, the breakdance spell.
Beautiful. Can you please get that? That's a beautiful precept. I believe it's in Revelation 14.
And what's the one also too? When they used our people to Judah sing one of those songs. What's that scripture?
Oh yeah, Psalms 137. So I'll finish this and I'll finish this. This is 1 Samuel 16 and 17. And Saul said unto his servants, provide me now a man that can play well and bring him to me. Then answered one of the servants and said, behold, I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, that is a cunning and playing, and a mighty valiant man, and a man of war, and prudent in matters, and a comely person, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua is with him. So he had to know David real good. This dude, because he immediately he thought of David. Like, yeah, I know somebody. I know the perfect dude. You know what I'm saying? He started breaking it down to him. Like, yeah, man, the Lord's with him. You know? 19. Wherefore Saul sent messengers unto Jesse and said, send me David thy son, which is with the sheep. It's what spiritual too is that he was with the sheep. You know? A shepherd. Yahushua is known as what? The good shepherd. You know?
King shepherd.
Yep. Shepherd Hykos. That's what they called us in ancient Egypt. Shepherd kings. You know? And Jesse took an ass laden with bread and a bottle of wine and a kid, which is not a child. It's a baby goat. You know? And sent them by David, his son, unto Saul. So Jesse sent him a little gift. You know, he didn't send him empty-handed. That's part of our custom.
Yeah.
You know. And David came to Saul and stood before him, and he loved him greatly and became his armor bearer. So when he first laid eyes upon David, he loved him. You know what I'm saying? And Saul sent to Jesse, saying, let David, I pray thee, stand before me, for he had found favor in my sight. 23. And it came to pass, when the evil spirit from the Most High was upon Saul, that David took an harp and played with his hand. So Saul was refreshed, and as well, and the evil spirit departed from him. So as long as he kept David bound, and you know, David was ministering unto him, playing that harp, which that's the instrument that carries a musical vibration that took those demons off him. Okay, like when you burn incense, that carries vibration. That gets demons out your house. Just spirits off you. You know, praying alone, after you pray about certain things, you feel relieved. Because you put it in the Lord, saying, Lord got it. I ain't worried about it no more. You know?
Like when I'm burning incense at the crib, my girl be like, yo, like that's his thing. This and that. I'm like, bitch, you got demons on.
Yup.
Get your ass out of here.
Yep.
She be going upstairs and shit. You're like, yeah, the damn demons on your ass.
Yep.
Well, it smell good to me, huh?
Right, the cinnamon, that shit smell good.
Yeah. I mean, when I first started out burning up Paleo Santo, she had a problem with that. I'm like, no. But I think she more or less, she equated it with smoke. She's talking about it with smoke. You know what I mean? So she thinking it's, I'm like, no, it's a difference. It's not tobacco.
Right.
It's not something that has some type of cancer-causing element to it. It's a holy wood.
You don't sit there and smoke, incense.
Yeah.
You burn it for spiritual benefits.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that's in the story of Tobit. He burned some incense and a demon left.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a such thing called aromatherapy.
Yeah,
It's therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's also certain incense you burn, like cinnamon, keep pests out your home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You having certain plants in your home helps you heal faster, boosts your mood. It's good for your brain. It's good for creativity.
Oxygen, succulent plants.
You know, so we are embracing these things. You know, found it.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 3. And they sung as it were a new song.
Right. Who is the day? The day is start from 1, please.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000.
Right. So we're going back and talking about the elect now, because this is all about the elect anyway. You know, so the elect will be 12,000 from each tribe, which you can read in Revelation 7. Okay, and that will make up the 144,000. Okay, so now what John the Revelator is seeing, he's seeing them on Mount Zion.
4,000 having his father's name written in their forehead.
So when you go to Ezekiel 9, it speaks about a mark, right? But the mark there, the word for mark is the wa. It's a spiritual mark that makes one exempt from judgment. Okay? And right here in Revelation 14, it says they had the names written in their forehead. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right?
And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of great thunder. And I heard a voice of harping with their harps.
See? Go back to the harps. You know?
And they sung as it were a new song.
See, right now we're singing. But you gotta make sure the song, you gotta make sure you're singing the song right. Okay? You can't be saying, this one guy, he drove past, right? And the only thing he said was, stay away from those white women.
Right.
He ain't singing the song right, man.
Right.
You know, you have guys that don't come out because it's too cold or it's too hot. You're not in season and out of season, so you're not showing diligence.
Not on cue.
Right.
Off beat. Motherfuckers rap, singing too fast, rap, missing lyrics, missing words. You know what I mean? You ain't rehearsed.
Not going to camp, not singing at all,
Right.
not feeding the sheep. The Lord said, if you love me, then feed my sheep.
Right.
You know, or they do sing, they're doing it for filthy lucre, charging people.
Right.
We've received this freely, so we're putting it back out there freely.
Because we're rehearsing the righteous acts, and what a choir does, it goes to rehearsal. You have to go to rehearsal to be able to sing a song in harmony. You know?
Was that rehearsal is what? Practice.
Right.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Keep going.
And they sung as it were a new song.
Right now, when you go, I believe it's Exodus 15, you have something called what? Moses' song. Was they're praising Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for delivering them and destroying the Egyptians in the Red Sea. So we're going to do the same thing when the nukes hit. Because the modern day Egyptians are these Babylonians, people of the good old US of A. The modern day Red Sea is going to be what? The lake of fire. From the nuclear destruction. You know?
Before the throne. And they sang a new song. They sang as it were a new song before the throne.
Right, so the new song is really the truth. Coming out, professing the name Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. The Lord said, if you confess my name before men, I confess my name before your Father. Last week, those two J's came up. We told them the name. Hey, this is the name. You know, they said it. For the most part, they agreed. You know, and these were older Christian church-going guys. Right, but they knew they were. So Jacob's waking up. You know, they had the zeal, but they may not necessarily have the knowledge. But we're still gonna give it to you anyway. You know.
What's the other side of that? That parable. And if you deny me before man, I'll deny you.
Deny you before the Father.
Right.
Right. So think about you're in a situation. You got to go before a judge.
Right.
You need your lawyer. So that we're in that situation. The judge is the Heavenly Father. We all committed sins. You know, all our righteousness as filthy rags. So you need a mediator. You can't just go before the judge. You need a lawyer. So you need Yahushua. So when you get before the Father, you want Yahushua to say, look, you know, he's been keeping the faith. He's been praying. He's been being brotherly. You know, he's been repenting. You know. Because you want to be, how you say, you want to be pardoned.
Blame.
You know? Keep going.
And the elders, and no man could learn that song, but the 144,000.
Right, because if you're not part of the elect from the foundation of the world, like we're trying to tell Adonis, I keep saying it because that's a Greek, that's the spiritual.
Yeah.
You know, he's a Grecian.
Apollo son.
He can't get it.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of those Greeks from back then.
Can't get right.
You know? And we're trying to tell Adonis, like, it's predestined, man.
Right.
So he couldn't learn the song.
Yeah.
You know?
Which were redeemed from the earth.
That's the elected this time. During the time of Noah, it was 8 people. Now we got 144,000. But with those, is also going to be 1/3. You know, which is going to be, it's going to be a huge number, but still a small number when you compare it to the sand of the sea. You feel me? When you compare the elect to the rest of our nation, which is our as the sand of the sea, it's a small number. Nope.
which consists of believers, men, women, children, helpers, friends of prophets, men's households, their
Yeah.
wives, their children.
Yeah.
They say go up to our faith.
Yep.
You know?
You got that one in
Yeah,
Psalms?
yeah. And on that,
Even pregnant women, man.
yeah.
You know, the destruction that's coming is going to be great, but also the mercy from Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to be great. Salvation is going to be great, man. You know?
This is the book of Psalms 137 and 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept when we remembered Zion.
So that reminds me of the Jacob made swing low, sweet chariot. You know, come
Yeah.
forth to carry me home.
Beautiful song.
He's
man.
talking about the UFOs.
Yeah.
You know, which I believe they were actually seeing them while they were working in the field, man.
Yeah. Negro Spiritual. That was a song that helped them get past the time.
Which goes back to what? Music, man.
Right.
That shows you the power of music.
Spirit, yeah.
This song helps us get through.
Yeah.
You know?
Continuing on, verse 2, it says, we hang our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof, for there they that carried us away captive required of us a song.
So they back then when they had us in slavery, they was to make us sing.
Yeah.
There's a scene from 12 Years a Slave where the master, they woke their ass out after a long, hard day of work, woke their ass up in the middle of the night and made them sing.
Right. Yeah, because he was drunk or some shit.
Yeah, because his ass was drunk, made them for entertainment.
You know?
You know?
That's crazy. And also in Roots with Fiddler.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when Fiddler finally got his freedom, or he ran away, one of the two, and he was like, Fiddler gonna play what Fiddler wanna play. You know what I mean? Now that he was free, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I gotta play all this shit. I don't wanna hear this country western shit, even though Jay created country music. You know what I'm saying? But he branded his name on it. I'm tired of hearing country western. I wanna play, you know what I'm saying? Some hip hop and R&B, bro. But anyway, scripture says, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of those songs of Zion.
Which mirth is joy. So meaning they put hell on our people, but then they would say, smile, nigga.
Right.
Pretty much they want you to be happy.
Yep.
You know? They want you to be happy being at the bottom. You know? But today the Lord gave us this wisdom, and much wisdom is much grief. So we're not happy people.
Right.
I mean we're happy at seeing the prophecies, but us just being every day going to work, you know, we're not small, the happiest guy, man.
It's a void.
That's the spirit. I'm glad about what you just said. Like, it was in slavery. They wanted us to be happy, even though they're oppressing. And it goes right now with what your boy Klaus Schwab said, you owe nothing to be happy.
Exactly. He said that he still wants your ass to be happy.
Yeah.
You gonna own nothing, but you're gonna still, meaning what? You're gonna be a slave. Slaves don't own nothing.
Right.
You can't. If you're a slave, there's certain laws to where you can't own anything. Think about if you're in a prison system. You know, you still have to do labor. They still put your ass to work. Actually, you going to prison is them putting you back in slavery.
Exactly.
You know?
13th Amendment. And your ass is still in fucking prison. Can I finish this last little bit?
Yep.
And it says, verse 4 says, how shall we sing Yahweh song in a strange land?
Right.
That's how he got carried away over here. You know?
So I'm reading this in Jeremiah 31 and maybe get one or two more precepts. Jeremiah 31 and verse 7. Jeremiah 31 and 7. The regathering of Israel. For thus said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, sing with gladness for Jacob, and shout among the chief of the nations, which is what we're doing now. You know, publicly praise ye and say, O Lord, save thy people, the remnant of Israel. And this is what we're crying, man, for the Lord to save the elect. Now there is what you might call a fail-safe, right? You know, which if all Israel turned and face the east, then the Lord would surely deliver us.
Right.
But that's why the Lord blinded a portion of our people, because you don't want it like that. You know?
Yeah.
But once the elect, you know, returns, then the destruction is gonna get let loose anyway. But if all Israel were to turn, cry to Yahweh Shem Shai, the Lord would come back that instant. You know? Behold, I will bring them from the north country, which is this land, you know, and gather them from the coast of the earth. See, this is why we're not telling our people that you need to flee,
Right.
because why would you need to flee if the Lord's going to come with the chariots and deliver His elect wherever they are anyway, you know, which goes into having faith, you know, and will gather them from the coast of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, right? The woman with child, so that's pregnant woman, that's people with ailments, you know. You're lame, meaning what? There's a problem with your legs. You might be in a wheelchair, you might be handicapped, you know. And with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child together. So that's a woman that's pregnant woman, okay? And that's woman that are, if you're travailing, meaning what? You're giving birth. That water is breaking. That's what it says in the Edges. The mother shall bring forth, and the children shall raise up and live. Roughly paraphrasing, pretty much how you say it, premature babies. You know. A great company shall return thither. So a great company is going to return back to the land. Okay. They shall come with weeping and with supplications. Will I lead them? I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, where they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. So that's really going to fall on all the tribes, you know. But the northern kingdom is coming back too, which is why you have brothers from Gad, Reuben, Simeon, Ephraim, all the northern kingdom, man. Asher, calling upon Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, denouncing Caesar. You know.
I'm about to say IUSBK. IUIC was in my neighborhood. Caught on my Ring camera. They was giving my neighbors a flyer. That's Simeon and Ephraim. So you know.
So they're making door visits.
I guess they was what they call it, flyer duty. So whoever outside, I guess they was outside.
Oh, they just walked through the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Trying to get me recruits. What are you getting over?
At least they're, you know, teaching our people who they are.
Some part of this work.
That's crazy though, man. They like Jehovah's Witnesses.
Right.
Jeremiah 31:10. Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations, and declare it in the hours are far off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd doth his flock. So this dealing with all 12 tribes. Now the elect is being gathered through what? This word. You know? For the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai had redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hand that was stronger than he. So we're going to praise Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, we don't have any army weaponry, nor are we training to do so. It's all spiritual. You know?
That's why he said the worm Jacob. Well, it's a worm, officially.
Therefore they shall come and sing in the height of Zion, which goes back to Revelation, you know, and shall flow together to the goodness of the Lord, for wheat and for wine and for oil and for the young of the flock of the herd. And their soul shall be as a watered garden, and they shall not sorrow any more at all. What the Lord say? He said, I'm going to wipe away all tears. Okay? There shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying. That's what we're looking forward to. But that's in the righteous kingdom. That's why we're looking forward to a kingdom where we can dwell in righteousness, a new heaven and a new earth. You know? This is Isaiah 14. I'm going to end it here. Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai will have mercy on Jacob. Don't say Esau. You know? But it does say Jacob have I loved, Esau has I hated. You know? For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. So we're getting ready to be set back in our own land. But before we get that land got to be nuked. Okay? The least got to be put in slavery, and all the bodies and all the trash and rubble, we're going to make them clean that shit up. That's going to be their first assignment. You know? And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Now, who are the strangers? Israelites. Israelite foreigners. You know? They may be scattered amongst Elam right now. They may be scattered amongst the people of Yemen. Hell, they may be scattered amongst the people of Iran. You know? Some of them are still scattered in the Holy Land.
And that goes back, go back to what I think Zechariah wilderness.
Say it again?
Don't that go back into what wilderness? They're going to bring them under the cover.
Purge them out the rebels?
Yeah.
Yep. It says, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob too. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for servants and handmaids. So when we go back, we're not going to just go back empty-handed. We're going to go back with gold, you know, spoil. We left Egypt with spoil, you know. So when we go back, we're gonna go back with servants, slaves, you know.
They tried to put Mars with it. Their diamonds and gold. They know their ass was in trouble.
Yep. It says, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. That's plain. We were captives under Esau, so-called Caucasians, Europeans, white people, YT people, how they put it on internet. Right? And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Meaning we're going to have our foot on their necks now. Changing places, man. Lazarus and the rich man. You know, right now, we got all type of sores on us. We're at the bottom, being afflicted, going through all manner of evil stuff, man.
Astonishment, bywords.
Pretty soon that role is going to be reversed. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. That fear being what? The nuclear destruction. You know, Esau coming down with great wrath. You know, being beheaded. You know, when we get our new bodies, we're not going to die anymore. We ain't going to have anything to fear.
Oh yeah, I wanted, so I was thinking about this. I was watching the show, forgot what it was. But I think it's a show on Prime Video. It's called Outer Range. And they was beefing with two ranchers was beefing, but the sons was beefing. They got into a bar fight and they killed one of the other brothers from the other ranchers. And the father was like, the mom was asking about where he was. And he was like, don't worry about it, the body's gone. So what does that mean? It didn't say, oh, Jimmy was gone. It says his body. So our bodies is left here, the spirit. So even Esau know your spirit leave you. It's nothing but a body here. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was deep when I thought about it. I said, yo. So they're not calling you, you know what I'm saying, so-and-so. They're saying it's the body. The body's gone. The body's in the bag. You know what I mean?
Esau getting ready to be in the bag.
Right.
So with that, we're going to close it. We're going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rekakwadash. Shalom to the